loves to say son of a bitch, the same with you who hates most Nintendo shit. I'm the one who calls games what they are. I even own a 360 and hate Gears of War. Guy who spends his money on games, fucking cars. Just a funny guy who became a YouTube star.
Killzone 2 arrives. After a crappy first game, everybody put their hopes on Killzone. Not that I blame them, because I also had a little hope on Killzone 2, not much. I didn't want to get myself hyped up for it. I pick up Killzone 2 after liking the demo enough to buy it. I'm like, okay, let's try this. It's gotta be fun. Hopefully it could be exciting both offline and online. So to find out what I think, here it is. This is my Killzone 2 review. So the story of Killzone 2, I'm guessing, takes place after Killzone 1. I could never finish Killzone 1. Anyway, the story basically is us, the ISA, versus the Hellgas. It's a simple story, but it's war. This is what war is. You have two factions, and they verse each other. It's not really that hard to grasp. Pretty simple. Has some memorable characters and lines, but the story is, once again, not the highlight. Not that you expect that in a shooter, but it's decent enough and gets it through the game. The raw power of the graphics, what can I say? They're phenomenal. Not many games could reach this level. Maybe Metal Gear, Uncharted, Gears of War. But in terms of raw power on the console, I would say it's one of the highest, if not the highest. I still don't think it lives up to Crysis's amazing graphics at full power, but we'll get to that another time. The graphics are amazing, one of the best on the systems. The design is okay. I don't love the look for any of the characters or the Hellgas, but they're not terrible, and it does set this futuristic, the world's ending, an invasion, and all this other shit happening at once, and the large scale you get with a lot of shit blowing up all at once is great. So yeah, the graphics are amazing. Killzone 2 doesn't try to strive to do anything different. It's the bare bone of a shooter. It has everything a shooter has, and that's what it follows. It does not try to innovate at all. This may be a bad thing for some, good for others. For me, it's half and half. The single player adds in this function, which they take out of the multiplayer for some odd reason, the cover system. A cover system in first-person shooters barely ever is that, and if it is, it usually sucks. In this game, luckily, it's not too bad. It's actually fun to use, where you can, you know, look above you, shoot, go back under cover, and they're shooting you, but you're getting protected by cover. It works really well, and for some reason they took that out of multiplayer, and it makes it a lot worse, and I'll get to that later. The shooting mechanics feel a little weird. Why, Whitey? Well, that's because they put this weight system. I don't know what they were thinking. I guess they wanted to try and make it more realistic, but these games are never realistic. It never feels how you're actually shooting a gun or walking or any of this shit. But they put a weight system. Basically, when you walk, you feel like you're chugging, like you play, you know, with armor, I guess, on. I don't know. Anyway, they do that for some reason, and it makes the aiming a little bit iffy if you're running and shooting. It's actually hard to move. The sensitivity you got to get used to. You got to change the controls around if you don't like the ones set, which, by the way, are totally different from any other game. They just make them a little weird. Like for running, you have to click the LR button, I believe, and then to I don't know. You'll see what I mean. Most people change it to the Call of Duty controls, and that's great that there's an option for that. But then it makes cover system absolute crap. But people who like multiplayer only don't have to worry because there is no cover system. Anyway, the single player is a ride. To put it simple, it's a fun game, and I enjoyed single player. It has a lot of cool set pieces. It's just a lot of fun to be in this humongous war going on, and a bunch of bullets flying past you, and you're running through rocks and rumbles flying past your face, and you're shooting these Hellgas, and you're hearing people scream and all that. It's a good single player, and really, I think that the single player is much better than multiplayer. The multiplayer, to me, kind of feels weak in a lot of ways. It feels like another Call of Duty, to be honest. You go around shooting an enemy, and that's it. Really, that's in every shooter, but in this game, when I kill an enemy, it's almost like, whoop-de-doo, move on to the next enemy. And that's all I feel. This can be different from everyone. This is not everybody's opinion, but this is mine. The multiplayer doesn't do anything different than the single player, except take away a cover system. They keep the weight system for some odd reason, making it really hard to shoot when you're moving. And basically, the best way to shoot is stand still, duck, aim with the L3, and then shoot. The multiplayer isn't that great. I think it's chaotic, bad matchmaking system. You have no matchmaking system. You gotta go find a room and shit. and there's no like private communicating chat between you and your friend. You have to talk to the whole party. All in all, it's not a very good multiplayer. I don't have to be a genius to realize a lot of people are going to disagree with my gameplay section. That's great for you. If you enjoy both multiplayer and single player, that's great. What I enjoy, the single player. And it's a pretty long single player, from anywhere from 7 to 10 hours. That's pretty good for a shooter. Actually, kind of long compared to a lot of shooter single players these days. And it's a fun ride with a lot of stuff going on at once. It just makes it fun. The multiplayer isn't fun. If you do enjoy the multiplayer, though, the replayability is extremely high. Unlocking new classes and ranks will keep you playing for hours. It's just up to you, really, in my opinion. For this one, it's up to you. If you do enjoy the multiplayer, enjoyability is going to be higher score, so make my overall score higher for you. This is my score. Enjoyability isn't too long because I don't like the multiplayer at all. I don't have any fun playing it. So single player is basically the only thing I found fun in this game. And for that, it's a fun game, not an amazing game, which makes this another shooter for the year.
10 seconds are left. Fight to the end.